going on, people? Welcome to United View. Welcome to your morning transfer news, your morning reaction shows, your morning discussions, where we get into everything. And look, yesterday, a hell of a lot went on in the international break. You're normally thinking, you know what? It's quite quiet. It's quite dead. Let's get the players back unscathed. Get them back into training. Let's build up for City. There's not really much going on. And to be fair, last couple of days, um, have been quite interesting. You get a really nice piece from Bruno Fernandes, talking to the Athletic. You get a nice few quotes from Terrell Malacia going on international duty, some stuff from Rafael Varane. It's all positive. It's all good. Then the bit with Brandon Williams starts coming out. That caused a little bit of a stir. And then you get this. And then you get this. And this happened yesterday, but, in line with our morning shows, we thought we'd just let everything happen, digest, and we'll stay in line with our morning show and react to it now. And we've got to get into that straight at the top of the show. Maguire rumors, Maguire leaks. We're going to be talking about Frankie de Jong. You get him opening up on the failed attempts of Manchester United to get him. Him saying basically, I made my mind up since May, so that I wasn't going to anywhere else. I was apart from staying at Barcelona. We'll talk about that. Ronaldo retirement. Ronaldo playing until he's 40. He answered questions on that. And Phil Jones as well. Has he potentially played his last game for Manchester United, which would not be a surprise if that was to be the case. So smash a like on the video, peeps. Subscribe to the channel if you're new. Good morning to everybody in the chat. Remember, it's linked, it's pinned at the top of the chat. You can vote for us in the category that you see fit in the Football Content Awards. Make sure you guys take a chance to do that. I've seen a lot of you guys nominating us. It's all popping up on my social media feeds and my notifications and stuff. It's going quite crazy. So you guys are really doing your bit. So big respect for that. But Owen, let's get straight into it, bro. Let's depict this Maguire thing because I think we actually need to be serious here because this is bullshit.
Yeah, we do need to be serious. And this was meant to be the quiet week, Flex, where nothing really
Yes.
happens. You know what I mean? Like you mentioned, this was meant to be not a lot's going on. But this was a big report from Mark Ogden from ESPN yesterday, who, it must be stressed, spoke to sources close to Harry Maguire, not Harry Maguire himself. It is worth, by the way, guys, that there is the full segment on ESPN, one of their programs, been uploaded to YouTube. So if you do want to see these quotes in sort of greater context of Mark Ogden explaining them, we would recommend to see those too. But according to a source close to Harry Maguire, they've spoken a lot about what's been going wrong for him in the last 12 to 18 months. Now, when it comes to the players around him, this is what the source close to Maguire said, quotes, Harry needs pace around him, but he hasn't had that. If you put Ruben Diaz in the Manchester United defence and Harry in the City back four, Diaz would struggle and Harry would thrive, Flex. It continues, Harry hasn't had a good 12 months, but he hasn't been helped by those around him, coaches or players. So it's inevitable that his confidence and form have suffered. It also continues with sources close to Maguire saying that Maguire's frustrations with David De Gea's communication and reluctance to defend further away from his goal line were a factor in the overall decline in the defense last season. Flex, where do you begin with that? I mean, there are so many things. There are so many different aspects of that. First of all, that if you put Ruben Diaz in Manchester United's back four, he would struggle because Harry needs pace around him. Maguire's had pace around him. He's always paired with pace. Rafael Varane's quick. Lissandro Martinez is quick. Victor Lindelof isn't exactly slow either. So that bit I don't really. And the idea of he'd go into City's back four and he'd be great. He'd just be surrounded by the best players in the world. That's fine. Then I can play well. But it's the bit after this that really caught me, is when it said that he hasn't had a good 12 months, but he hasn't been helped by those around him, coaches or players. And I looked at that and I posted this on Twitter yesterday that, again, it doesn't come from Harry Maguire, but for me last season, one of my biggest frustrations with Manchester United was the sheer lack of accountability with players. We saw it every single time. We heard it with leaks, we heard it with reports, we heard it with journalists. And again, you can't believe everything you read, but there's a lot of truth in all of it. And it was always someone else's fault. It's always someone else's fault. It's never the players going, I'm not playing good enough, or I'm not good enough, or I need to do better. I need to improve. It's always the coach, this player, the style of play, the training. How often we heard that? The training's not good. That's why we're losing. Training and all of that doesn't change your lack of effort on the pitch. And I looked at this yesterday. I went, this is the captain of the club. And whilst he might not be saying it directly to the journalist, clearly that's the feeling of Camp Maguire. It's someone else's fault, or it's the coach, or it's the players. No, where's your accountability, man? You're the captain of the club. And talk about the difference. Talk about the difference between two interviews. You've got the guy who's regularly captain Manchester United now, Bruno Fernandes, does an interview with The Athletic. We praise it. Refreshing, honest, holds himself accountable in that, we all weren't good enough last season, etc., etc. And then you've got the actual captain of Manchester United. Whilst he hasn't done an interview with a journalist, the sentiment is it's everyone else's fault. It's the players' fault I play with. It's the managers that I've been coached by over the last 18 months. I mean, and I'm sure, like, obviously, if they had better players around him last season, or better coaches at time last season, he might have done better. But hold yourself accountable. It's just, I looked at this and I went, it's just ridiculous. It really is ridiculous. What do you think?
100%. It's a complete lack of accountability. It's a complete lack of being able to say, you know what, it's me. It's me. Like the bit about David De Gea when it's saying, his lack of this and his lack of that. We all know David De Gea's deficiencies. Well, Varane's playing with him okay. Martinez is playing with him okay. Like these players have come in, and the simple fact of it is that they're just better than him. Like you can make all these excuses that he needs this, he needs that, he has to have this, he has to have that, and he's basically pleading that it's not his fault. Oh, give me another chance with this good team now. No, like even in the first two games, we can see what some of the issues were, and I'm not saying the reason why Man United have been doing as bad as they have been is all because of Harry Maguire, because it's not. Loads of other players weren't at it, and consequently, a few of those players have lost their places now. But to have that, like you said, from the Maguire camp, basically from the horse's mouth, is nothing short of disgraceful, to be honest with you. And in the time when we're trying to go forward with this manager, with this football club. Think back to last year, which we don't want to do too often because we're trying to move forward. The leaks were coming out left, right, and centre. You get Anthony Elanga saying this week that one of the main differences has been player attitude. You get Bruno in another thing saying that the big difference this season has been accountability or mentality. I think he was saying standards. Sorry, the standards have been risen. We needed that. You get all these players saying these things, and whether Harry Maguire had a private conversation with his family or people close to him, and now they've gone and spoke to Mark Ogden of all people, which is that why would you do that? Speak to a journalist who's obviously going to bring it to the forefront. This is no criticism to Mark Ogden, by the way. He's been given that's his job. he's a journalist who's been given a big scoop by an insider, a source close to Harry Maguire, and I believe him. He can't. They are rights holders. They need to be there or thereabouts with what's being said, or they will be struck out of press conferences. They will be struck out of having a relationship with the club if they're going to come with those sorts of things. So that's the first thing. But back to what I was saying is, at a time where we're supposed to go forward, we get our captain, whether he meant it to come out or not, going in a different direction. And really, I think in the unless Eric Ten Hag tells him not to, I expect to see him come out and put this to bed. Then, because this is detrimental when we're trying to go forward. It's disgusting. It really is.
And he's come out and disputed stuff in the past. I remember last season, I can't remember, it might have been from the Sun or something like that, and they said there were cliques in the dressing room, or there was something about him and Ronaldo and whatever.
Yeah, they were quick then. They were so quick then to shut it all down, weren't they?
Maguire was straight out and he said, "That's not true. Don't make up lies." Well, where is this? This has been nearly a day. Let's be honest now. We've heard nothing. And this has happened a couple of times as well, where a little bit of distance between you and the club, you go on international duty, and suddenly you start hearing stuff. Because you're away from the consequences. You've got to walk back into that club now and explain yourself. And he does need to explain himself. You can't just shush this away as, paper talk or people close to me. What can I say? It's not me. Well, clearly it is your sentiment. Clearly. Where have they picked that up from? And I understand whoever it may be might feel like they're defending Harry Maguire because they're close to him or whatever, but it doesn't look good for anyone involved.
It doesn't help him.
That's what I didn't get about it as well. I thought
he's just made it a million times worse.
Yeah, if you're this and you're talking to Mark Ogden, a journalist, how on earth is that going to help him? You must be really sort of out of touch with reality if you think people are going to hear that or read that and go, yeah, you're right, I feel better about Harry Maguire now. Of course not.
And when you look at what's going on, of how what the picture that he's trying to paint with these comments. It's like, you know, when he played with other centre backs, yeah, who haven't been that fast, they just completely disproved this theory that the reason why he's not good is because he ain't got someone fast next to him. Like, it's just total bullshit. Like, it's just like there's no way
He's
of
played
dressing
with
it
every
up.
centre back.
Like
He's played with every centre
exactly
back.
when you
And
was playing with
Varane and
Varane,
Martinez, they've made a
didn't look
partnership like
good.
that.
Exactly. Why? Because they're good. Like, they can play at this level. Like Harry Maguire, and this is no disrespect to Leicester, because Leicester fans could be like, "Oh, listen, we're bottom of the league, still wouldn't take him back." Cool, but whatever. Harry Maguire looked okay at Leicester. Why? Because that's his level. That's his level. Like, a team that is really tight knit. And I know people kind of say we play on a counter attack against the better teams, but at Man United, when there is, you're supposed to play higher up the pitch. You're supposed to have more impetus on being on the ball. You're supposed to be able to defend in one-on-one situations. There isn't all this cover all the time. It's take care of your duels. It's defend on the front foot, not on the back foot. And it's taken Eric Ten Hag to come in, and in 2 games, he's realised what Ollie didn't realise in ages, what Ralph Rangnick didn't even try and do, because they didn't have certain things there. Didn't have another centre back like Martinez. It took Eric Ten Hag a few weeks to identify that he needed Timber. Well, not even a few weeks. He came straight in knowing he needed Timber/Martinez straight away. So Eric Ten Hag knew before he even walked through the door that Harry Maguire was a problem. He knew that, and then even after the first 2 games, where again he didn't publicly embarrass Maguire. And now I think about it, it makes sense with everything Eric Ten Hag's done. And that's why, do you know what? I don't give a shit what Harry Maguire's saying now. Actually, now I think about it, it's annoyed me. It's annoyed me, and I think it's disgraceful. But actually, do you know what? It ain't going to help him get back in the team, because you know what? We now have a manager who won't take this bullshit. He won't look at this on the surface and be too scared to deal with it. He won't look at this and buckle and be like, I tell you what, pressure's getting a bit much. Need to find a way to get Harry back in, ease it down. You think he's starting against Man City? No chance. No, unless unless something bad happens to Martinez or Varane.
Varane.
So
But even in this
now,
case, now you'd be like, well, play Lindelof.
play
Why would I want to
Lindelof,
bring?
hundred
Why would I
percent,
bring one that guy back in? Because clearly
100%.
we don't have the players to
We
facilitate
don't.
him.
And
Because everything needs to be facilitated.
this manager, Owen, right? And that's why and the more I'm thinking about this, because it has annoyed me. I'm like, actually, you know what? The rod off your own back, mate. I don't like the term, give him enough rope. I don't really. There's a lot of people who've been through some bad. I don't really like that term. So, but allow him to embarrass himself. Basically, is what I'm saying. Allow him to make himself be brought to the forefront with stupid comments, either from his family or him, stupid decisions that he's making. And you know what? We're just going to quietly go about our business with the players that I pick because I know they're better than you. It's as simple as that. This, to me, looks like the phasing out of Harry Maguire, because how's he ever going to play? If Varane stays fit, he never plays. That's the first thing. So the longer Varane keeps up this fitness thing, the longer it goes on. And even that, if he has a little injury for a couple of weeks, which kind of you could say is inevitable, as soon as he's fit again, he's going to play. Like, he's made his mind up, Eric Ten Hag. And Harry Maguire is getting closer to the World Cup without playing football. That's what's going to keep happening. He'll get games out of default because of, okay, cool, Europa League, etc., etc. But even the captain, and I know that we needed to win that game against Sheriff, but it's still Sheriff. Like, and he couldn't even get back in. No one could, because the manager doesn't care. So you know what, Harry Maguire, say what you want to say, or Maguire's camp can say what they want to say, try and push whatever narrative they want to push. It ain't going to fool us, the fans, at all.
No.
It hasn't. It hasn't.
And
Like, I'm not one for going in on players and just, I agree that sometimes he gets, everyone's just going on him, like, sighing all the time. It's not always his fault. I can always be one to look at it, and praise him if he does well. And, if he doesn't do well, say he's been rubbish. Like, I'll always keep it fair. But in the interest of keeping it fair, when you get these type of rumors that are coming out from the players' camp, and he's been that bad, and it's all it is deflection tactics, you got to call it out, man.
yeah, you do. And again, I think the arrogance of it. Honestly, you have to call out the arrogance of it, that it's always someone else's fault. I think that's ridiculous. I mean, you can talk about facilitating how you play if the person you're facilitating is like Cristiano Ronaldo and he's going to get you 20 goals a season. You're saying, well, we've got to structure how we play for Cristiano Ronaldo. But for a centre back, for Harry Maguire, for a guy who this is when you do bring achievements and you do bring, well, what have you done? What are you bringing to the table here? When you're, how old is he, 29, when you haven't really achieved all that much in terms of winning things throughout your career, yeah, you've played to a relatively high level. Why on earth should an entire team be facilitating you? You're talking about, well, he's not playing with a quick centre back. He's played with every centre back at Manchester United. Lissandro Martinez and Rafael Varane have made a
Yeah.
partnership in like 4 games.
Wait
And
there, just on that one,
Harry Maguire's
Owen.
taken 2 years.
Just on that one, you are bang on. Actually, he's played with every possible pair, every possible centre back.
We've tried everything. We've tried everything, and it's still not worked out. But they're not quick enough. Who does he want to play with? Usain Bolt. And then he's talking about the fullbacks. Oh yeah, the fullbacks, they haven't facilitated it enough, and then the midfields in front of him, they weren't good. They weren't providing him with enough protection. Are you kidding me? For 2 years or for 3 years, well, however long he's been at Manchester United, Ole Gunnar Solskjaer played 2 holding midfielders in front of him to protect him. And maybe they weren't good enough at doing their job, but they were there because of him, really. Because Ole Gunnar Solskjaer and Ralf Rangnick, and I guess to an extent Eric Ten Hag, when he's played Maguire, goes, don't really want to get that guy exposed that much. So they were trying to facilitate him. So to come out and say, oh, the players I weren't playing with good enough, or this, that, and the other, it's pure
And
like.
and even characteristic wise, right? Look at what Martinez has brought to the squad. Let's just take away his playing style and how good he is. Yeah,
Yeah.
just
Leadership.
being a fucking.
Leadership.
I don't even want to swear this. Do you know what I mean? He's got me swearing this. I'm fuming with this. Just the sheer leadership of the guy and camaraderie and team building. Why was that not there before then? Why was you not high-fiving people? Why was you not G'ing people up? I saw, and I never forget this. I saw young Hannibal come onto the pitch away at Liverpool, 3-0 down. What do? Give the youngster a shit pass that puts him in all kinds of trouble. And then they go and score, I think. And then you know what? I said it many, many times before when people were like, play the kids last season, play the kids. This is exactly why you can't integrate youngsters into our squad, because you've got people like that who will throw you under the bus. They won't support you. They won't be there to carry you through the doldrums. They won't be there to go to battle with you. They will have their own interest on and off the pitch. On and off the pitch. And it just absolutely proves our point. You don't want to go in on our players. You want every single player who plays for Man United, right, to have a fantastic time at the club, play their best football they've ever played, and be successful at the club. I don't want Maguire to be crap. I don't want us. I'm not happy that we spent 80 million and we realized pretty quickly that it was a waste of money. I would love nothing more than Harry Maguire to have proved doubters wrong. But guess what? He hasn't. He hasn't. If anything, he's just proved all the criticism that comes his way, apart from ones that are just personal attacks, all footballing criticism that lands at his doorstep about questions about his ability and his mentality, he's just proven them all right. Anytime he's faced a little bit of adversity, it always comes out in the wrong way. Look at what he was doing when he was doing that, not reading the room.
Albania.
What on earth are you doing? Albania.
And not only that, after he did that, he came out and went, "It wasn't a message. I don't know what you're talking about."
Exactly.
Yes, it was.
Remember the interview? Well, I can't be that bad if all these managers keep picking me, mate.
Yeah,
mate.
There's no one else at the club. And on top of that as well, I remember one where it was before I'm having the Liverpool City game last season. Did an interview with Sky, and they said statistically this, and this, and this. And he went, "I don't look at stats. I look at performances."
That was another one. Yeah,
they're both shit. They're both shit. Stats and performances are both bad. Mate. And again, what's the consistency here? What's the constant thread throughout all of this? No accountability. It's never, we haven't been good enough. I haven't been good enough. It's always, I wasn't doing anything, or I don't look at stats. I look at this. It's always a deflection.
Owen,
it's always
I remember
deflection.
Another interview after a game. Who was that against? Was it after Burnley away when we drew last year? Someone in the chat will remember because they always have better memories than we do. And he basically put the blame on the attack. He was saying, like, basically he just had a stinker. The whole back four did. They didn't defend good. And he was basically saying, we need to score more. We need to be on. We need to be. You've got a good memory. What was that game? Someone in the chat, please, because that's going to annoy me. But he was basically saying that the attack needs to do this and needs to attack. Imagine, right? Imagine Rashford. Look how shit Rashford was last year. Imagine Rashford was like, and in defence to him, he hasn't been like this.
If only we could defend.
We ain't been defending good. We haven't been certain at the back. The managers have been changing and the coaches. It's just been tough. So to get a bit of continuity has been difficult. Marcus, mate, can't control the ball this season.
Mm.
How about you? How about and he hasn't done that. But I'm saying, imagine if he did, the hounds would be out. Do you know what I mean? The hounds would be out, and every
And
time he,
it's
oh,
whataboutism. Again, it's classic whataboutism because people will single him out and they'll say, okay, let's talk about Maguire. Maguire, you're not playing very well. Well, Marcus Rashford isn't playing very well, and David De Gea isn't playing very well, and I don't have anyone quick around me. Go,
they just they
we're
just get
not
on with
talking
it.
about that. We're not talking about that. We're talking about you. We're talking about you
Has
individually.
David
We're
De
not
Gea ever
talking
come
about
out and
David De
said,
Gea.
"Well, I have got Maguire in front of me. It's been tough."
Know what I mean?
No,
But
no.
that's what I mean. And we're not talking about other people. We're talking about you. So take it upon yourself. We're talking about you, not everyone else. It's whataboutism. Everyone else. Harry, you've not been playing very well. Wow, coaches. No, we're talking about you. Well, my centre back partner. No, you. Well, David De Gea. No, you. You. We're talking about you. And that's the thing. Wow, performances. Yeah, they're rubbish. Like, wow, this is the captain. This is the captain of the club. And the thing is, as well, how is this sustainable? He's got to go back to the club now after this international break is over. And this is the wild thing about it, Flex. He's going to play because he needs to play because we've got a game every 3 days.
Yeah, he's
So
not
he's
going to
going to
get
play.
banished from the
So now
squad.
he's going to
No.
play in the Europa League. And again, what's the excuse then? Oh, wow, I'm playing with David De Gea again. And oh, I haven't got the quick people around me. Oh, coaches. Well, this coach is
Mm.
going to stick around probably longer than you, mate.
And
So
he's carrying
figure it
on.
out.
He's carrying on like we've never won a game with Harry Maguire playing before. Like, and this is in a little bit of defense to him. Like, we haven't lost every single game that Harry Maguire's played in. Like, we've won some big games with Harry Maguire playing against City and against Arsenal, and we've won some big, not Arsenal this year, but we've won some big games with Chelsea away where he scored as well. We've won games with Harry Maguire playing. So by his own logic. So all them games that were, when we finished second and all that, what are you saying about yourself then?
And
What are you saying?
also, I've
Doesn't
seen
make
a lot of
sense.
people, pundits, defending him over the last like 24 hours about it. And the general theme is like I saw, when I say the names, when Graham Souness was saying, I don't think he's had a chance. Paul Merson, I rang him up because I thought I was too harsh on him again. He hasn't been given a chance. I saw Chiellini, respected defender, go out and
Yes.
come out and say he's not Rio Ferdinand, but he's not bad. He's not Rio Ferdinand. You're absolutely right. Well done. He's not. He's not Rio Ferdinand. But those two, when they said, "Oh, he hasn't been given a chance," he's been at Man United for 3 years and captain for 2.5.
I was about to say, ain't been
That's a
given a chance.
that's
He's the
that's a
captain.
good sample size. That's a good
He came
sample size.
straight in and got made captain.
I've been
Not given a
critical on
chance.
people like Donny van der Beek or whatever, and in fairness, he really hasn't been given that much of a chance. Harry
No.
Maguire has played for like 3 years,
You gave
nearly every game.
Harry Maguire was instantly made the most powerful player at Manchester United
Yeah,
straight away, because that's what the captain is, isn't it? Like, I know there shouldn't
captains
be
you
player
play.
power and stuff like that, but the captain is the focal point of the team, and the captain means, unless it's Ten Hag, means that you play the games. It's almost your guarantee of playing. I know you got to work hard and stuff like that, but the reason why the manager gives you an armband is because they want to base a team around you. They want to base a team around your character. When things aren't going right, they expect you to step in and be the voice and the connect between the fans, the team, and the coaching staff. You're the glue between those three things, and
You're the
even the media.
manager's representative on the pitch, aren't you? That's what you are.
100%. You're supposed to handle all these things, and especially at a club like Man United, where that armband weighs heavy because you've got some serious guys ahead of you. People like Beckham, people like Cantona, people like Keane, people like Robbo, real captains. And then even if people like Rooney, and even if you want to do the kind of in between ones, people like Evra have worn it, winners. Rio's worn it.
Well, people like Nemanja
Carrick's
Vidic,
worn it.
that's a
Vidic
centre
has
back.
worn
That's
it.
a centre back leader. That's what a centre back leader captain is. You know what I mean?
Exactly. So you've got, even when Ashley Young was captain, he'd give 100% every game.
Valencia,
You know what I mean?
in Valencia.
Valencia, players like this. So all of this stuff that he needs this, he's that. He is that, Bruce, exactly what Wobo says, Steve Bruce, big players, massive players. And I have to say, Harry Maguire has been one of the most protected players that I've ever seen. Like, you know, the English media's reluctance to kind of just call it as it is and say, do you know what? He's just not at the level of Manchester United. That's not being rude. That's not being harsh. That's not name calling. You know, because I don't believe in that stuff. I'm always 100% keep it football. Saying, oh, he's got a big head and he's a fridge, he's this, he's that, and just insulting him. I know a lot of people do that and stuff like that. Listen, you know, people will go into his house and shit like that. All of that, I don't stand for any of that. Let's just keep it purely 100% factual in football ability. The guy's just not good enough. Like, he's Leicester level. He's Southampton level. He's like Bednarak and them, man, there. Vestergaard. Do you know what I mean? What's his name? The guy who replaced him. Soyuncu and that. Like, that's you know, Lewis Dunk, Ben Mee, Tarkowski. Like, just them okay centre halves. I'd argue that some of them might even be a little bit better. Like,
Tyrone Mings.
Tyrone Mings. Like, he's just them kind of levels. Like, yeah, he's going to have a good career. He's going to play in the Prem his whole life, pretty much. I know he's had a couple of relegations and stuff, but by and large, you know, he played the England squad. He had a, you know, that's why Brandon Williams saying he's had an amazing career, because he's shit and look at what he's done, where he's been. Sorry. Oh my days. I can't believe. Let's get the super chats out. Aminor says, Flex, Maguire needs to accept that he is a squad player. Exactly. Ronald Jacob says, if the real world, in the real world, if a common person doesn't perform well in their job, a person gets fired. Your manager won't bring in a new guy to support you who is failing for a year. Exactly. Why is Maguire different? 100%. United Arena says, just dropping in. Hope you brothers are well. Big up to United Arena. Always doing great stuff on their account. JK says, Williams and Slabhead need to go. McKieran, member of UV Members Club for 2 months as well, but also they've put a super chat saying Maguire had the most opportunities over of everyone, but maybe De Gea and Bruno, who've had the complete opposite attitude in terms of accountability. Exactly. Accountability and attitude. What are you doing? What are you doing to change your fortunes? What are you doing? Because you know.
Well, and
'cause
also
that's
as
what
well,
elite
De
mentality does.
Gea. I mean, I was frustrated at the time, but after that Brentford game, he came out and went, "My fault." You know, I don't know if I've ever seen Harry Maguire do that
No,
after a
always
game. You know,
deflection tactics. Corey Stick says the real problem is that Harry Maguire playing centre back, centre bench has been at his best position recently. He's just realised it. He just hasn't realised it yet. And Ronald Jacob says the difference with Maguire is our current backlines high fives after a good defence. On the other hand, Harry Maguire blames everyone else after a goal. His hands are always up to blame someone else. Check any goal. Yeah, you get that whole, squirmed face, all this and pointing and stuff. Or he does that thing where it really grinds on everyone, where he has the ball, he kind of puts his foot on top of it and points.
yeah, and
I
then
want you
turns
here.
back,
I
and
want
then
you here.
then
Turns
turns
back,
back
goes the
to
other way.
pass it.
And Owen, I swear to you, once the ball's gone that way, he turned back to the other person and go, I wanted you there. Point. What are you pointing at, mate? Fucking move the ball.
Pass it. Yeah,
Honestly, we've got a lot more to talk about today, but I feel like this whole
yeah.
show could have been that. But look, I don't like swearing early in the morning. I don't. But when you see things, when you see players getting protected, where the energy isn't the same. Like Marcus Rashford has had absolute pelters for how poor he's been, and rightly so in terms of footballing. It boiled over when that thing with the fan last year, and he was out on social media, and he's just knuckled down under this new manager, trying to redeem himself. Bruno was absolutely shocking since he signed his contract last year. He's knuckled down, getting on with it. Martial, flipping, couldn't even get a goal at Sevilla. Came back, knuckled down, buy into the new manager. Oh, I played the first 2 games, I got dropped. Let me cry. It's pathetic. It actually really is pathetic, honestly. De Jong, speaking of pathetic.
Yeah. I was going to say, what a segue! What a segue! I felt like you were going to get onto this next topic to cheer you up. It's not going to cheer you up, Flex. Let's get into it. Okay, so Frankie de Jong, of course, is on international duty with Holland at the moment. And in an interview with NOS, which is a Dutch outlet, he was asked about obviously the transfer speculation surrounding him in the summer. One of the questions was, you were linked to Manchester United and Chelsea almost every day this summer. De Jong said, quote, I already decided in May that I wanted to stay at Barcelona and I never changed this decision. Now, there were reports at points during the summer that basically he wasn't going to have a choice in the matter. Barca were going to force him to leave. De Jong said, quote, there are so many programs and papers who make things up. Look, a lot has happened. And yes, things were a little troubled, but my own decision was clear from the start. So De Jong basically saying, look, I made my mind up in May. I wasn't going to leave. And that never changed, ever. So what noises were Manchester United hearing? Remember, how many times did we come on this show or come on these, the channel and say, but United, they must have heard something. You don't pursue this player for 3 months, 4 months without hearing something. They might have heard something from the agent or they might have heard something from Barcelona, but they never heard anything from Frankie de Jong because he made up his mind in May that I'm staying at Barcelona. And you know what? Credit where it's due to people like Fabrizio Romano, etc. You know, when they kept saying, he's told that he's saying that he wants to stay. He's got no intention of leaving. It was the truth. It was
Owen,
the truth.
We haven't got the button, but we need to press. We're an absolute disgrace. You're cheat. Shame on us.
Yeah, Josh,
shame
get a picture of Ty on the screen. Get a picture.
Yeah. Josh can do that. We deserve this, me and you. I have to speak like this because you know what? There comes a point where you got to say, we were stupid to even believe it. But it was so. But in our defense, a little bit in taking the L, the noises that we were hearing.
You're deflecting, Maguire.
Yeah. That's why I came straight out and said it. That's why I had to start with. We're an absolute disgrace. We're a cheat.
We're a cheat.
Because that is unbelievable. You know that either Man United got lied to, got their pants pulled down, and couldn't see it for that long, which is probable. Or they're just thick as. I'm swearing so much.
I was thinking the same as well. Were you going to say thick as pig shit or something like that? Is that what you're going to go with?
I'm not even pig shit. It's just thick as shit.
All right.
Just any shit.
Yeah.
Because how on earth do
Yeah.
you track somebody for 100 days plus? Yeah. Not moving on, briefing every journalist under the sun. Yeah. And not understand that this player was never going to come. And you know what? I'll say it right here. Big up to every single person who said, this is the stupidest thing I've ever seen. Move on. I feel like an absolute idiot going, you know what? Look, the transfer window never even opened yet. We'll get De Jong, just chill out. Like, there's a lot of wages going on there. I don't blame De Jong. And you know what? I still don't blame De Jong. This has nothing to do with Frankie de Jong. He's owed a lot of money and loves Barcelona. So those two things coupled together, he went, I ain't going anywhere. I want my money and I want to keep living out this dream. Like, and it's
look at really how Chelsea look how Chelsea managed it. They were in for De Jong for maybe 5 minutes and they went, do you want to come to Chelsea? I don't want to leave. Made my mind up in May. Okay, move on. Man United was constantly, do you really though? Talking to people, talking to his agent. Yeah, he might do. He just needs to sort things out. Talking to Barcelona. Yeah, these things need to get sorted out. Well, nothing needed to get sorted out. Nothing happened. Nothing changed. Nothing happened. He's still at Barcelona. And I know some people are saying, oh yeah, but he's starting games on the bench. I don't think he cares.
He doesn't.
He's getting his contract. He's getting his contract fully paid, which he hasn't had for the last 2 or 3 years. And he's still in Barcelona. Everyone around him is happy. Maybe Barcelona aren't because they wanted to move him on, but Barca managed to register all the players and managed to keep him. They activated level 725 in the end, so it was fine.
Yeah, it proves like, because again, you were saying this about our actual window that the players we've brought in with the 6 we brought in. It is actually all right.
It's still on the screen, by the way.
I know, just for no reason. It's just there.
Because the likes are so low. Get him up. His disgrace is a cheat.
Yeah. In fact, we've got like 1,500 people watching and 237 likes currently. So I don't need to explain what to do about that. It'd be great if we
Otherwise, he's
could.
not going to disappear.
Yeah, otherwise he's not going to disappear. Exactly. It proves though that, like, in a weird way, you bring in Eric Ten Hag, yeah, and the types of player and quality of player and the profile of player is good that we get. But the goings-ons of the negotiations of how we recruit players, is still shit. So
Mm.
really, what we're doing, and I'm not comparing it to Sir Alex at all, right? Hear what I'm saying is this in context. What we're doing is masking the failings that are around because somebody at the helm is good at what they do already, I think, because we're attracting a decent type of player because he knows these players. They're from the Eredivisie. They're his people. So, because if he wasn't there, I don't think we get Lisandro Martinez. I don't think we get Malacia. Do you know what I mean? I don't think we definitely don't get Anthony for 80 million. We don't go after these players. These are Ten Hag players. But you look at like how we dealt with De Jong and not getting a forward and the other things we didn't sort. We get this line that the club want to change and do things in a different way when really it's worse. That De Jong thing there is shocking. Like we can laugh about
Yeah.
it now because Eriksen's doing good and cool. That's what I mean. We can laugh because we got Eric Ten Hag. We're in a position where we can laugh about it because he's making us all right with the players he has brought in. But let's not let Man United off the hook here. That is shocking. That is
And also,
shocking.
if you look at the window as a whole, whether we got away with it essentially in the end because we did get 6 players in and 5 first team starters, and overall that's a good window. But if you do look at it in totality, we overspent. We spoke about that yesterday. Factually, we actually overspent by a lot of money, and we were panicking. You can't ignore what happened after those first 2 Premier League games because we covered it every single day. Madness,
Bro,
absolute.
John Murto went to go and get
Spain.
Rabiot him in person. It's
He was in
flying
Turin.
out. It's
Well, not only that. You say John Murto was in Turin for Rabiot. Him and Richard Arnold were in Barcelona. They were in Spain multiple times for a guy who made his mind up months prior. He didn't want to come. What were they there for?
Owen,
I'm with KG now.
Sangria paella settings. That's it, bro.
KG kept saying, check
Jolly up.
the expenses. He wants to see the
100%.
expenses.
And you know what?
And he was right.
And
He was right. KG's a
Again,
prophet.
in
Case
defense to KG, 100%. We always give KG stick for being late, which he is always late. We always give him stick for talking reckless and saying things that he has absolutely no clue on, no sources. And those things are true. But you all laughed at him. We all laughed at him. Got to keep the same energy. I'm pressing that button. You all laughed at me. Well, I must say, you're not laughing anymore, are you? And you know what? He was right. He was right. It was vibes. It was paella settings. It was sangria settings. It was prawn peel prawns. That's what it was in there, which are lovely, by the way.
I know.
Love peel prawns.
I've heard you say it. I've heard you say it several times. So every time goes. So when we were last year, the Champions League, I want to go to Portugal. Why? Peel prawns. Peel prawns. What? Not anything to do with the football. No, prawns.
Bro,
leadership.
Bro, there's a reason why I weren't in Moldova. Yeah, the other day.
They don't have peel prawns.
It's not because they're bordered by Ukraine and there's a lot of stuff going on.
You just don't want that Moldova prawn. You don't want that Moldova prawn.
No disrespect to any Moldovans, people from Moldova watching the channel. But I just didn't fancy that. But Sociedad, Spain, Cyprus, Omnia,
Cyprus.
Okay. Tell you what, you know what I'm saying? I mean, Owen, like the peel prawns.
Yeah.
But KG was right. And just to finish off on that De Jong thing, because I don't even want to talk about it anymore. It's pissed me off so much. Like, we were told things as well throughout the window of, that we were given reassurances and stuff. And it's just like, what reassurances? The guy's just come out and said since before in May, he said, I ain't going.
What do you think it was like in Wolf of Wall Street? When they're talking on the phone and they're all around going, just say something.
What's he saying?
There's a deal in principle, maybe.
Yeah.
Like broad deal. There's a broad deal.
Broad deal. Daniel Luciano with the super chat says, really wondering when and how we'll move on from him. I think now. That's it now. I think we've moved. That's it now. This has got to be the last thing. He's literally put the final nail in, hasn't he? By saying that. Game Fanatic. So how much blame do we give Eric Ten Hag for Frankie de Jong fail? Do you know what? I didn't think of it like that actually, because we definitely did. One thing we were saying, if we're keeping the same energy, was
So he
that
was
the reason
pushing.
why, yeah, he's pushing and he wants this guy. He's so integral to how he wants to play. So, do we have to keep a bit of the same energy there? Well, yeah, I think he was part of it. I think he was part of keep trying, keep going for
Mm.
him. I really want this player. I don't think
Well,
that was
especially
hidden.
if he was if he was saying, "Remember, I'm having daily phone calls with Frankie." What were those phone calls then?
Yeah,
Did they even
exactly.
happen? You
Exactly.
know, got to keep that
Exactly.
energy.
So we do have to keep that energy, but because Eric Ten Hag has found a way for us to still be good after that, and basically Ericsson is our Frankie de Jong. Don't care. Don't care, mate.
Mm.
Do you know what I mean? But no, you're right, Game Fanatic. You do have to. He was part of it, to be fair, because he was pushing for him the whole time. They wouldn't have done it off. Ten Hag looked like he had quite a lot of say so over certain, of all the targets. Really, look at the players he got. Casemiro is the only one where you're thinking, it's a bit. I'm not sure about that one. Well, I was. I know everyone else was really happy, but I was like, wonder how much of a like it was going from one type of midfielder to a complete different type. It just gave me a few
Yeah.
weird vibes, and I haven't felt the same since, as you guys know
Mm.
about the Casemiro thing.
Yeah.
Planet Faz, big up Faz. He says they all laughed at me. Well, I guess Marcel has to answer for his Frankie de Jong sings. To be fair, Marcel was probably the calmest. He was saying he was actually saying, "Don't worry, he will definitely come." Marcel was saying that.
Yeah.
He was saying that. I just saw his common sense when I said he was never going to come.
Don't
Um,
even start this, Faz. Don't even start this because there is proof. There is proof that you can't come on here and say you never said that Frankie de Jong was going to come because I know for a fact that there is proof of you going, Frankie de Jong is going to come to Manchester United. So don't even start. You know me. What do I always have, Flex? Multiple receipts. I'm like a hoarder, okay?
Ooh,
Don't
there's
even start.
receipts.
Don't even start. There is
Faz,
receipts. There
Faz.
is receipts.
Owen's.
There is
I
receipts.
didn't even know about Owen's claiming he's got receipts. Oh, Faz, don't let anyone see that you were saying Frankie de Jong's going to come, just chill and all this. Faz, keep the same energy. You know what it is on United View. Anyone gets it. Keep the same energy, bro. Keep the same energy. I hope for your sake there Owen's just calling a bluff here and there's no receipts, bro. There better not
I'm
be
not.
receipts.
I'm not.
Papa J says, bring the receipts, Owen. I remember Faz saying he's coming. We want receipts, says Kristen. Um,
I can send them to Josh now. It just depends how
oh, they
quickly he
want
can turn it around.
receipts. They want receipts.
Do it.
They
All
want
right.
receipts. Oh, I remember Faz saying he's coming. Bring it, come, says Alec. They want the receipts. The own emojis going crazy. Faz is right now trying to delete his account. I don't know. I think Faz is going through his Twitter right now. Frankie de Jong, Faz, dates May to July. Oh, this is peak. I don't even know what's about to happen. This is quite exciting. This is very, very exciting.
Well,
I want
Josh,
to.
you have in your possession, Josh, an image.
No receipts like that. Rah. Faz, I need you in the comments quick.
Mate,
Faz.
I'm like the CIA. I've got a file. I've got a
Oh.
file.
I need Faz, I need you in the comments. I need a statement from Faz here. Faz, if you're watching, WhatsApp me. He says I'm here, don't worry. Oh, he says I'm here, don't worry. Faz, WhatsApp me. I need your statement. What's going on? Oh,
The best thing is on the thing I've sent to Josh, there's a little bit underneath it as well, which is tremendous.
oh, Faz, what's going on? Faz with a madness coming. Owen with the receipt files. Big up the legend, Owen. Oh, I don't know what's about to happen here. I don't
This is
like
this is
this.
this is the issue, isn't it? When you say "I told you so,"
Faz
you
says,
got
"Let's
to do
see
it.
the receipt. Let's see this receipt with the eyes." Faz wants to smoke. He's spoken. He wants to see it. Josh is on the
Wow.
buttons. I want to see it. Everyone wants to see it.
Manchester United are this close to completing the Frankie de Jong deal, I believe. FDJ definitely took a slight knock yesterday against Real Sociedad. I believe towards the end of the week, this deal will get wrapped up and announced maybe next week. This tweet has been deleted. Ladies and gentlemen of the jury, I rest my case.
like to invite the community for this time of mourning. Our thoughts are with Faz at this difficult time. He's a valued member of the team. We love him, and we'll be there for him through this time. I will give you my word that I will be by his side, and I will help him through this difficult time. Thank you.
Cheers, all the best.
Faz from Super Chat. He says, "I plead the fifth." Faz, we need answers. We need some serious.
The worst thing is, he paid for that. He came in with a super chat.
Faz, nah, we got to discuss this. You can't do that, Faz. You actually can't do what you've just done.
And the thing is, you know what?
Here. He's lucky KG went here. I'm gonna be worse. Wait till KG sees this.
The reason I have that as well, because I think that's from like August, is because I remember at the time him going hard on some. I think it might have been the full view. He's not going to come. He's not going to come. And then I saw that too. I went, wait a minute. I thought he wasn't going to come. And then it's gone. Disgrace. Cheat.
Faz, that is it, mate. You got to keep your narratives the same. If you're going to go strong on stuff and be that guy, it's going to catch up with you. Oh, Faz says, I plead the fifth. He's gone quiet. I did not expect that to happen. Oh, my days. Wow. Faz caught in 8K. Oh, no. Hey, wait till KG sees this. He's going to go. Nah, you can't be doing that. Oh, Faz. Big up Faz, man. Took it like a true gent. You got to take your licks,
and also,
man.
as well, I dare anyone to underestimate my pettiness. So
Yeah,
no one ever.
Actually, the real story from story is Owen has sat on this for however long and thought there will be a time. This is
the thing. You don't need to be reactionary. You just need to wait until the time is right. And I didn't know today was going to be when the time was right. But you have to wait. I'm always lying. I'm always lying in place. I'm ready.
Owen's
Mina's just called me Petty Wap.
Yeah, and you know what, Mina? Now you know what he's about, innit? This is what he's on. This is what he's on. Yeah. I think Faz says, Flex, answer your phone when I call you now. I'll end this. I don't know what you can say, Faz. As your representative, because we will get to the other stories. We've got 10 minutes left, so we've got to keep it on. As your representative, I'm going to encourage you to go no comment for now until we get a statement prepared, because you're in the mud. Don't say a word. Just go quiet. Just do what Maguire's doing now. Don't say anything right now. Just sit down with your PR team and work out how you're going to spin this, because you're in the mud right now. Don't say anything right now, bro. But we are with you. The team has your back. We are with you. We will help you through this difficult time. Smash a like on the video. If you're not having an entertaining show today and you don't like what's going on, I don't think you ever will here at United View. You've literally had a bit of everything already in the 50 minutes we've been live. I did not expect this show to be like this. But
Me neither.
This is what is brilliant. Ronaldo playing until he's 40. Let's fly through the next two in the next 10 minutes to get them done.
Yes, so Cristiano Ronaldo's done an interview with ESPN talking about his international career, but I guess it does give kind of an insight into his club football career as well. He said, when asked about his international career, quotes, "I hope to be part of the federation for a few more years. I still feel motivated. My ambition is high. I'm in a team with young people. I want to be part of this World Cup and the Euros too. I'm going to assume that." So if you think the Euros are in 2 years' time, he's 38 next year. So he's going to be playing at least until he's 40, 41. He's always said that he was going to continue playing until he's at least 40. I suppose the big question is there, Flex, is that going to be at Manchester United when he's 40 years of age?
Sorry, the comments just making me laugh.
I've seen quite a few. I saw ASAP Petty.
Oh, that's wicked. ASAP Petty. I saw one that Owen works at the tax office for Her Majesty the Queen when he's not at United View because he asked for receipts. Ooh. Someone said to Faz, it's not about how many times you fall, it's about how many times you get up. Sorry about the Ronaldo thing. What did you actually ask me?
By the time he's 40, it's difficult to bounce back. It's difficult to bounce back.
Yeah.
By the time he's 40, do you think he's still going to be playing for United when it comes to those Euros, or do you think he'll be a different club at that
Oh
point?
no, it'd be a different club, 100%, million percent, million percent.
How old do you think he goes to?
What is he? 37.
38 in February, I think.
Yeah, so February, so 38. Yeah, he'll leave at the end of the season. That'll be his 2 years, and then I know he's got
How
an
long
option for an
in
extra.
terms of
Oh, how long
in
does he
terms of
go
his
to?
overall career? In
So
terms of his overall career, yeah.
the next Euros he wants to be in? What is it?
Euros in 2 years' time, isn't it? So not this summer, the summer after that, I think. So that's what 2024.
All right,
Yeah.
he'll be playing then.
Do you think? Yeah, and he says that's what he wants to play in that. Do you think he retires after that, or do you think he carries on?
No, I think he
I
carries
wouldn't
on.
even put it past him for him looking at after the Euros going, I could go another 2 years.
Yeah, well, when did Giggs play till? What was Giggs? 40 something.
41. But Giggs weren't playing international football for that period of time.
No.
You know, Cristiano Ronaldo.
Yeah,
Imagine
and
Cristiano
Zlatan,
Ronaldo plays a World Cup at the age of 42. Could you imagine?
he could though. He could, yeah, if anyone could, he could. What's Zlatan? He's 40 plus, now, isn't he?
Yeah, he is. Yeah, he's.
And he's coming back. Zlatan is coming back from massive
Yeah,
injuries.
Massive injury.
Yeah. He's getting career-ending
ACL,
injuries.
MCL.
His knee. He's done his knee at us.
Yeah.
Came
Well,
back.
yeah. Also, as well, what was crazy last season is that he had a torn ACL, MCL since like January, and he played through, and he won the league.
Won the league. Then he had that thing where, yeah, 100%,
Yeah.
exactly. He did that video where he was draining out the fluid as well. I saw that. He's just like he said, he's a lion, and he's not a normal man. But Ronaldo is a similar beast, without boasting about it in the same way that Zlatan does. He's a machine in terms of the way he looks after his body. We can see it's catching up with him, like Zlatan as well. They can't run around and dictate like they used to, but they can still contribute in certain teams at a level. Do you know what I mean? If Ronaldo ever wants to go back to Portugal or MLS, or whatever, or China, or do you know what I mean, or somewhere else in Europe, but a little step down, he can do it. He can do it, 100%. So, but he won't be at United then for me. And lastly, Phil Jones.
Yes.
Yeah, what's happening there?
So this comes from Rob Dawson from ESPN, saying it's possible that Phil Jones has played his last game for Manchester United. It's likely he will be allowed to quietly leave in the summer once his contract expires. Now, according to Rob Dawson, there was a point during the pandemic when Phil Jones was actually close to retiring. Potential moves for Phil Jones during the summer were scuppered because of his lack of fitness, and with no timescale put on his return, Erik ten Hag decided it didn't make sense to register him for any of the squads, because of course Phil Jones hasn't actually been registered for the Premier League or Europa League squads, and it looks like once his contract expires this summer, he will leave. You feel difficult piling on, don't you, when it comes to Phil Jones? Because look, clearly he's had his injury issues, and the fact that he played 2 games last season, or one against Wolves, and he actually did okay. He started at Anfield, which was a madness when you think about it.
Yeah,
but the fact that now he's not even registered in any of the squads because he's still injured.
I think when Phil Jones retires, he's going to do a big interview at some stage, talking about what's happened with him, because he becomes a meme and stuff like that, piling on. And I agree, like it's become a bit uncomfortable now. Like that whole, like at the beginning, it was a bit funny. Oh, Phil Jones face and the Phil Jones this, but actually, I mean, he gave an insight into it, didn't he, in an interview last year? And also, we got a bit of an insight into it when Rio got told off by Ollie. I remember that press conference, and the way Ollie was talking, he goes, "I've had my injuries. I know what it's like. That boy, he's in here every day suffering setbacks, and I know what it's like." And I think it would be really, he thought his career would probably has gone, and it still might have. I don't know if he's ever going to be able to play again. I don't know. But I think on the sad side of it is there is a footballer. I know people are going to say he's on all them 150 grand a week. He's on this, he's on that. And I get that, but clearly he's not very happy. He was crying walking onto the pitch.
I mean, yeah, he did. Rob Dawson does say that Phil Jones remains hopeful of playing again regularly, even if there's now an acceptance he will have to leave Manchester United.
And obviously,
he's
never going to play for Man United again. But
I think at this point, probably for him, he might just feel like, you know what, I've tried to get back from this injury so much, and I've come so far that I just want to get to a point where maybe I can play
Can I have a
one, not
season,
full
just
season,
something,
but if I can get
anywhere?
like half a season, you know what I mean? And
Yeah. Even if he
then
went
I'll call it a
championship,
day.
you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah,
I'm not
exactly.
suggesting that. I'm not trying to
Maybe he goes back
discredit
to
him.
Blackburn or something like that, you know?
Something like that, and they're doing all right in the champ as
Yeah.
well. But I just feel like he's obviously been through a lot, and you know what? I've changed my views on that in terms of obviously you all know he's needed to go a long time ago, and it's taken up so much wages. But I think the club clearly made a decision um, that they wanted to support him through this rehabilitation because that's what it's been. He hasn't been fit. Like his knee just keeps collapsing, or there's
Yeah.
some form of real story behind this that is not normal
Yeah.
because
And
that,
the era for him was giving him that contract in what, 2019. Yeah,
exactly,
that should have been the end
yeah,
point. I don't know when his deal was due to expire. It might have been the following year. That was the point there. And look, if you were in his position, you're not gonna accept that contract offer on the table, going, I tell you what, I've barely played.
exactly,
I know the situation with me, and I know the situation with my family. I'm gonna take it. That's
yeah,
Manchester United's error, not Phil Jones. You know, I don't know if
exactly.
you can necessarily blame him for that.
And I could see from how he was talking, even though I think it was a written article. I think there were some pictures of it, but I'm sure it was written in an interview. It wasn't in video format, but he was just basically talking about how difficult it's been for him. And I'm not saying we should all, you know, have sympathy for him and I'll feel sorry for him and that he should absolutely have been here all this time. I get it because, like you said, it's Man United's problem. But now I know it's something more. You can see it's something more. I'm just a bit uncomfortable doing the whole clowning him thing and all that. Like he just needs to leave. They need to find the best way for him to leave quietly. Big him up. He won a title here, didn't he? Big him up and just let him go on and try and resurrect his career. What little of it there's left, that would be nice for him and his family to have that after what, let's face it, years and years of uncertainty and bashing and being made fun of. Really, that's all he's been done in the last 3 or 4 years. It's just people just make fun of him. Yeah. So yeah, Faz has been ringing me like mad. I've just seen. Let me ring him back and see what he has to say for himself.
Yeah, I mean, he might have stuff that I've said, but I didn't put a super chat in.
Hello.
Yeah, Faz,
Yeah, can they hear me?
they can hear you.
Right. Yeah, I was just actually typing the super chat WhatsApp. So remember my Halifax tweets that were stolen by journals?
Yeah.
Okay, so there was an ITK, particularly the Frankie de Jong saga, who was copying a lot of tweets. So me and my Twitter community decided to do the test, the same test that I did with the Halifax journal. And this person fell for it. And I actually have the video where I did a whole live stream exposing the ITK and that tweet on my live stream. And the live stream is still up on my channel called ITK is Exposed. So I actually did it to expose an ITK on Twitter who ended up losing 600 or 700 followers after that live stream.
So let me get this straight for the community. Faz is saying that it was a ploy to weed out the journalists and stuff, all these in the know accounts who chat rubbish, basically.
That's right. And
to
and
put
the
that.
live stream is very long. It's about an hour, 2 hour long live stream where I went knee deep into so many different ITKs. We actually copied tweets and I put it in front of the community. So that tweet, I know how it comes across, but it's the same situation as the Halifax tweet when them journalists copied my.
Oh, Matty Law says, "Oh, what a twist." Keegan says, "I remember that stream from Faz." Olu says, but it's mixed, Faz. It's mixed. The community's communitying. Some are saying that's cap. Olu has a super chat saying, "Stop the cap. Come on."
Why would you plead the fifth though?
And then Owen says, "Why would you plead the fifth?"
Look, I was on a train, I was joking, I was playing along, but I wouldn't call to back myself and have that stream. I didn't have proof. The proof is in the stream.
Oh, he said the proof is in the stream.
Yes, it is. And if people know my stream, they know.
It. Kristen says, take it to the courtroom. I think we need it. Okay, Faz, thank you for giving your account. Like I said, we needed a statement from the defendant that will now be taken through to the jury, and the jury will deliberate. We'll be back with further comment.
I know what Owen did. Obviously I was on the train, so it didn't come across like I was there. But as a joke, I said I plead the fifth to make the community laugh. But in reality, the person fell for it, and me and that person went back and forth quite a bit after the person fell for it. So you can see that stream. I broke down about 7 tweet 7 different ITK.
Okay, it's getting a bit crackly now, Faz. I'm gonna let you go. Okay, we're gonna big up. Community. Faz has given his end of the story. Josh, can we get a poll? Just put, do you believe Faz? Yes or no? That's nice and simple.
Well, look. If the video footage is there of him saying, "I'm doing this tweet now and I don't believe it," this, that, and the other, then look, you can't deny that, right? You can't deny that. But also, you would also say, be careful what you put out there
because it's been watched.
like a hawk.
We are actually due to finish, but I just want to see this 72% say no straight away. Bring it to the Dutch, KG. Yeah, in fact, I will let KG know about this. But obviously, the stream must be there because he's saying it's there, which is weird. But I think the thing is with Faz is that Faz, it might be like, I don't know if you guys have watched the capture, but the correction thing that they do, it's like, they're not saying that, they're saying that the person did do something wrong, but maybe just not in this instant. And we're just going to tweak it to prove it. But they did actually do something wrong. Faz he's always at the forefront of stuff and will say things that are outlandish. So there's a lot of grounds there. But maybe he might have something here.
I guess the thing is there is very much a possibility that there might be something somewhere where he says Frankie de Jong's going to come.
Oh, that will be there. A million %. I'm not going to tell you to go out there and look for it. That's up to everyone. I would almost bet I don't know. I don't know what I'd bet actually.
But also, you would maybe then say, even if you did that to put the tweet out there and then you deleted it because you were trying to trick someone, why would you not put out a follow-up tweet saying this was a trick, blah, 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 earlier, to inform people that were not watching the stream? They might think, oh, why did Faz think that Frankie de Jong was going to come? Context is everything, is it not?
Yeah, it is. Yeah. Andalil says that Faz in the mud looking for set Pete's coach to fire. Laugh my ass off. Stop the cap, says Olu. Nathan says bring it to the judge. Okay, go on.
Nick Van Dam said video deleted. Could you imagine? It's not. It's not. Could you imagine?
Yeah, if that's the Jesus. Lawrence Drisdale says does guilty equal cancel? No, it doesn't. It doesn't equal cancel. No, it doesn't. But it's just very, very funny. Guys, on the way out, can you smash a like on the video? We have like 15 people, 100 people watching. It'd be great if we could get up to 500 on the way out. And remember, it's pinned at the top of the chat. You can nominate us like a lot of you guys have been doing in any category you see fit in the football content awards. We are out of here, guys. Be back with another video tomorrow, 9 a.m. Peace.